presentation to the Commission of High Commissioner, I will say a few words.
Please, by all means, we are all in.
Because I cannot take names, because most of the people sitting on the audience are friends. So, Honorable High Commissioner, Dr. Israr, Mr. Faisal, Mr. Ali, Mr. Naeem Abbasi, and other friends, Assalamu alaikum. It is a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to be with this august group of Pakistanis, brothers and sisters, in the Pakistan High Commission. I am grateful to all of you, especially to the Honorable High Commissioner, Mr. Ibn Hassan, and his team, Dr. Israr, and everybody he mentioned. They have worked today on holiday. And I will also mention the name of Mr. Ali, who is a media manager for RCS, Mr. Faisal, he is a philanthropist, Mr. Nadeem Abbasi, is a community leader in UK, and all of my friends who have worked hard for this event, and especially the High Commission and the staff.
Thank you, sir.
PRC is the Pakistani version of Red Cross, because some people ask me what is it. So it is the Pakistani version of Red Cross. It is part of international community. It is called as RCRC community, which is Red Crescent Red Cross community. And there are more than 190 members in the world. This is second largest organization in the world after UN. And we are the custodians of Geneva Convention. So this is just a brief introduction. It deals with, as you mentioned, sir, disaster, man-made or natural, calamities, relief work, and even human rights issues. PRC banks on volunteers and donations. The volunteers and donors are its assets. I feel immensely satisfied to inform you that during my 1.5-year tenure, PRCS has launched more than 12 initiatives or projects, including ambulance service. You'll be amazed that there was no ambulance service in the capital city of the country. So we have started an ambulance service in the city of Islamabad from last 1 year. So after mapping, 7 ambulances are deployed at different sites and 7 in the backup, and the response time is 5 to 7 minutes. So this is our first initiative when I joined. We have, as it was mentioned, that we had almost, as it was told to me, 200,000 volunteers. But on verification, it were few thousands. But now, by grace of Allah, we have 1.7 million, and we intend to have 5 million in next year. So the total number will be exceeding 5 million. We have expanded the scope of PRC to Pakistanis abroad. This was initially 1 year we took to keep house in order, and then we are traveling abroad to take everybody on board. I strongly believe that the expatriates are the more patriotic Pakistanis than the Pakistanis within the country. Their love for the homeland and for the people of Pakistan is unfathomable. Today's gathering, comprising large number of Pakistanis from all walks of life, testifies my statement. I want all Pakistanis present here to become volunteers of PRC and urge who are not here to follow the suit. I would request the High Commissioner, Honorable High Commissioner, his team, and I know because High Commissioner is very forward-looking and brilliant diplomat, I must say, to place our volunteer forms in the consulate, in the High Commission, so anybody coming here can fill up the form and be a volunteer. And we'll provide you with the forms. I'm sure within a couple of months we will have a huge and large number of Pakistanis in UK ready to work for humanity in UK and in their homeland. It is worth mentioning that thousands of Pakistanis settled abroad have always responded positively whenever Pakistan was in distress or in problem, and especially Pakistanis from UK. It's a large community and they have always been there to help Pakistanis. Very prompt and positive. Because I've seen with my own eyes in 2005, an earthquake, there were hundreds of Pakistanis, Britishers, who were in Muzaffarabad, Neelam Valley, Jhelum Valley, and they were working under some banner. I don't want to mention the names, but there were hundreds of doctors even, hundreds of Pakistanis who were in relief and rescue also. But, just what I would mention, it was all horrendous earthquake or disastrous flood, as mentioned by M. It was because the 2010 flood was the mega flood. And in history books, we have read that the width of Indus River was 40 kilometers, 1,000 years ago. And by chance, I have seen with my own eyes, when I was traveling with Chief Minister in those days, the width of Indus River at Naya and Muzaffargarh was more than 40 kilometers. So you understand the destruction caused by that flood. PRCS has been the most credible and active forum from where relief campaigns would have been launched and is being launched now again. PRC has played a tremendous role in relief operations for TDPs, which I'll explain in my presentation, and has actively participated in all other humanitarian and rehabilitation work. Thank you very much for patient hearing, and once again my thanks to High Commissioner, Dr. Sar especially, and all those people who are working today, and our PRCS heroes, Faisal Bhatt, Ali, and Naeem Abbasi Saab, and all my friends. I can't take the name, I can see a lot of people, friends. Dr. Saab are sitting here. So I think I'll just go for presentation, and I will not take much of your time. It'll take maybe 5 to 7 minutes. This is front, right? So this is, as you know, so the scheme of presentation is part 1, introduction, and part 2, initiatives. Sorry. This is 1920. Red Cross, Indian Red Cross was established by Britishers, and under the Indian law, the health minister of the country is always the chairman of Red Cross in India, and still it is a practice there. But in Pakistan it's changed after 73. So 47, Pakistan became Red Cross by order and one more thing which the Honorable High Commissioner has mentioned, that once I was in politics and then humanitarian service, so I was more happy to be here because of 2 reasons. One, yes, I started my journey in humanitarian activities, number 1. Number 2, I took the place where my guide was sitting. He was the founder, the first chairman of the institute. And then his sister had been supporting and monitoring, helping Red Crescent for more than 10 years. So in 74, the Turkish Red Crescent proposed the change of name. So all Muslim countries, they became Red Crescent or Hilal-e Ahmar, except Indonesia, which still carries Indonesian Red Cross. But 49 Muslim countries have changed the name, and still it is all one family. It is RCRC family. This is our mission: alleviate the sufferings of most vulnerable population by mobilizing the power of humanity. And again, vision to be leading humanitarian organization of Pakistan, which is dynamic, self-reliant, committed to preventing and alleviating human sufferings at the national and international level. As mentioned, the last operation we had was Nepal, where we were the first ones to respond. Whilst acting in compliance with fundamental principles of humanitarian values of Red Cross, and which are, you know very well, all those 7 principles: humanity, universality, and all that. So our core activities. People normally ask me, who are you and what do you do? So we are the first ones. Basically, we are not the rescue organization, we are a relief organization. But now we have expanded our action to rescue also, which I will mention. So disaster management is our core activity. And then disaster preparedness and response in communities, in cities. Emergency response, community-based resilience and disaster risk reduction programs, which we have already launched in more than 40 districts of the country, which are disaster prone. This is healthcare, preventive, curative, tertiary. I will tell you because we have more than 114 health facilities in the country, including a medical college and tertiary hospitals. And they start from basic health units and far-flung areas of Balochistan, where even government cannot perform activities, but we are accepted as a neutral body. And in Avaran earthquake, there was some problem. Even the army and rangers were not allowed to work there. And we were the only organization who had worked in Avaran earthquake for more than 3 months through our volunteers and community leaders. So that is the health system. And ambulance service, I had mentioned you. The first ambulance services started in Islamabad, and now we have given a proposal to Prime Minister for National Ambulance Service. Because we have 11, 22 in Punjab, but that's the provincial charter. And now we have presented to Prime Minister, maybe we will have a time to brief him, and the new ambulance service on the national level will start with 1122 number, which is all over same. And we will have more than 3,000 ambulances on board, including AD, Chipa, Al Khidmat, and all those, including our 1,000 ambulances in the country. 4,000 ambulances will be on board for this new project. Water and sanitation and psychosocial support. Disaster management, our main duty is to provide food, non-food items, which is a tent and all those things required for living in those areas. Water and sanitation, we have special plants which we install for clean drinking water. Psychosocial support is very important, and then we have teams at different levels. I'll explain it. And then OD, which is our own work which we are doing now to improve our organization, bringing up to the international standards, implementing all those standards and SOPs which are being practiced in Geneva, bringing them down to Red Crescent. This is our area, population, which is not exact but roughly. And then you can see those we have 7 provincial branches, including AJK, Kashmir, Gilgit-Baltistan, and FATA, including those four provinces. So they are shown in the map. Now we have 70 district branches. From last 1.5 years, we have enhanced up to 85 now, and we plan to have 140 district branches in next 1 year, because we have roughly 140 districts in the country. So this is a disaster preparedness. So we are the only organization, but you must have heard the name of NDMA, PDMA, DDMA, and different organizations. But this is our strength, that we are the only organization in the country who have 36,000 stocks for 36,000 families. They are in different warehouses in different parts of the country. And 36,000 means multiplied by 7, each family. So recently when we had flood in Chitral, we were the only organization who had, by chance, 3 months back, before the disaster, we had shifted 300 family stocks to Chitral, just anticipating. And we were the first one to respond there because there's that height, transportation is difficult, even a helicopter can carry 80 to 100 kg of weight. So we were there for 300 families, immediately after the floods. And 5 villages were perished totally, because evacuation was done earlier, so there was no life loss. But so these are different stocks of families in different areas. Islamabad, FATA, AJK, and 5 provincial headquarters means all those provinces. This is, somebody asked me before I came here, so it's reflecting our stocks in the country. Data of trained human resource. This is regional disaster team, then is national district, and there are different teams who work. So national RDRT is 86 people who can work anywhere in the world. Where there is a disaster, we have 86 internationally trained, qualified people who can head the operations. This is first aid is one of our ambit. So these are the departments where we train people for first aid. And I tell you because we have started training with FIA, police, rangers, even the parliamentarians. Once I went to National Assembly, I met Speaker and I told him, your office is very unsafe. What happened? I said, there is fire. You will not find anyone here. He said, okay, really? So we sent our team, they evaluated and presented him a report. He was scared. So this is what we do. We frighten people and then we start our training program. So now we are training even National Assembly members in the batches of 20 to 25 every week. So I think more than 100 National Assembly members are trained as first aiders. Same we are doing in provincial assemblies. Same we have done with FIA. Same in the railway police, because there are many times there are blasts on sometime in Jafrabad. So now what we do is we have trained the railway police. Normally 40 to 50 railway employees travel with one train heading towards Quetta or Karachi. So we have provided training to them to be there, to have first aid boxes and all those things. This is one of our strengths. This is the number of volunteers. I think Madam was asking me about volunteers. So this is list, like national headquarters, Sindh, Punjab, KP. And in KP, it has enhanced, FATA, from 5,000 to 7,000 in last 1 year. And NHQ, we had, exactly telling you, were 8,000. And now we have almost 1.4. And these are the awards, we got it in different years, which is international award, we got it 3 times. These are our projects, and reflecting different organizations who sponsor and support those programs. Movement partners means to different countries who are our partners, because before the word was used donors, now it's changed. Now they're partners. This is to response to disasters. So this is a relief operations, I mean, starting from 2010 to 14. Disasters, their names, interventions, beneficiaries. So just have a look on that. 4 billion, 1 million, or 3 to 5 billion, and those are the interventions, means food items, non-food items, water sanitation, health services, and so on. Livelihood and shelter also, because we had been into providing shelters, permanent shelters in Muzaffargarh, where we were heading 2,500 shelters, permanent shelters, which are, and in Kashmir we have built up schools, buildings, and bridges also. This is different relief operations. I told you, earthquake Ziyarat, earthquake Avaran, that is 2013, which I mentioned about. This is different disasters. And Tharparkar drought, as it was mentioned, that we had invented those solar pumps, and Canadian government has promised to sponsor 100 solar pumps. It means $500,000. And now we are, as it was told, that anybody who wants to dedicate a well or pump to his father, mother, or whatever, that can be done. And these are different operations. Hunza landslide, Hati IJK, Kohistan, avalanche, cyclone, Yam Yam. And this is most important, school attack, Army Public School, Peshawar, which was a historical turning point. So we were the only one who had supplied 200 bags of blood in 2 hours to CMH Rawalpindi, transported from Islamabad to there, because we have state-of-the-art blood bank in the country, which can have more than 7,000 bottles stored. And the total capacity of Red Crescent in the country is 27,000 bottles all over the country. You can store at a time, and Lahore, Karachi, different cities. So then we had 250 bottles, and then every day we were providing more than 50 bottles a day to different hospitals. This is recent floods, which I mentioned before. So 5,000 families, and then beneficiaries, worth million 1 to 5.4. Just so totally in last 10 years, we had responded to 25 big operations, providing these things. Beneficiary 10.258 million, worth rupees 23.215 billion. So this is what we have done in the last 10 years. And this was not possible without the support of movement partners. You can read the names. It is Qatar, Canadian, Australian, British, Norwegian, and so on, and Turkish even. So these are some initiatives I will just mention. RFL is a very important task of ICRC. It started from First World War, Second World War, restoring family links. So we have launched a new program, which is called as, we call it Helpline, but under cover of RFL. So this is how we can take support and grants from different organizations. So the idea is to set up, we have already set up one helpline, central helpline in Islamabad with 1030 number. It is open telephone, fax, whatever, or messages, and we will respond to any problem. For example, in any city, and we have developed 100 teams in 100 cities to respond to that problem. For example, every city will have 10 members team, respond teams, having one person from Chamber of Commerce, Press Club, Bar Council, Medical Association, human rights activists, women organizations, traders, and so on, and even clerics. So those respond teams we have already developed in 40 cities, and 100 we plan to have it. Presently there is no helpline in the country, so we'll be having first one, which is will be initiated on 1st of January 2016, because homework is all complete. And lost helpline, anybody who's lost or dead, whatever, so we'll have a central office or a helpline office where we will provide all information. So this is what we are doing. This is one initiative which is more important. This is initiation of National Health and Safety Movement through existing, we call it ICBRR, Integrated Community-Based Risk Reduction, and CBR and different things which are technical programs. So the idea is, according to hepatitis control program, every 10th person Pakistani is suffering from hepatitis. But the real figure is from 7 to 10 somewhere, because we have an advisory council which confirm 7 to 10, 1 in 7 to 10. And 3 countries were polio, you understand very well, we had problems. So the idea is that we are basically introducing a national health safety movement where we are integrating different things, which detail will be given. And we have signed a Charter of Humanity with Ittihad Tanzeem Madaris. It is a organization of clerics. All sects, they have their own apex body, which is called Ittihad Tanzeem Madaris. So we have entered into an agreement with them, which is signed, and the salient feature is that under this agreement, 26,000 madrasas of the country, in addition to universities, colleges, and schools, 26,000 madrasas and 2.6 million students. Out of them, half are ladies. So it is roughly 2 million because 600,000 are under the age of 14 or 13. So this is their strength. And there are more than 100,000 operational mosques in Pakistan. And every mosque has khatib, imam, and muazzin. And this is only for the operational mosques. So 300,000. So it is almost 2.5 million people have entered into the flow with the help of this agreement. So the idea is that all those people will be our volunteers. They will be screened for blood. They will be blood donors. We will train them for first aid in mosque and madrasa, and they will act as first aid centers. And the last was polio drops. Sir, not only that you will support the polio program, you will administer polio drops yourself in the mosque or in the madrasa. So they have started. So after mapping, we have now, the priority is South Punjab, Northern Balochistan, and then Interior Sindh. This is also we are starting in few days, because this will be operated through DCOs, because as I told you, under law and constitution, district head of PRCS is a DCO, and the secretary is notable or whoever. So this is how, and this charter we have given to all governments, federal and provincial, and they have started this at their own also. Blood donor, as I told you, this is all about our blood donations. But number 3, we are basically having the most state-of-art blood banks and the reservoirs. But number 3 is, we are launching a program called Prisoner Blood Donation Program. So we have more than 400,000 prisoners in the country, and we will screen them. So if we will have donors, we will give them a card with the blood group and the clearance after screening. And in Leo, we are entering into agreement with them, which is, for example, if they become a blood volunteer, we will provide them free legal aid, which is a problem in the country. As you know, a lot of people are in jails who are innocent or poor, they cannot fight out their cases. So we will provide them free legal aid through our agreement with bar councils. Other is that we are providing them basic facility for their parents abroad, outside, who are sick. For example, sugar, blood pressure, and cataract. These 3 things, we will take care of their parents outside. So this is how we are having a barter system with the prisoners. So St. John Ambulance, you must have heard the name. It was basically a British missionary ambulance, which is now handed over to PRCS, and we take care of it. And that National Ambulance Service, as I told you before, we have given proposal for 2 National Ambulance Services, one for the whole of the country and other for China-Pak Economic Corridor, CPEC. So these are underway. So the first National Ambulance Service College has been established with the help of UCD, Dublin, Ireland, because they are the leading organization in the country, in the world even. So we are training people for, we have 1,000 ambulances with ED, 1,000 with Al-Khidmat, but people are not trained. Because in the world over, only trained medical technicians can write or can operate ambulances. So we have started the first ambulance service college, which we have started admissions. We are training different ambulance operators. So. I think I'll just take 2-3 more minutes.
No, please. Very useful, very informative.
It's getting to.
Very useful.
That was almost second last, I think.
डॉक्टर साहब कॉलेज जो आप कह रहे थे
ये हमारा जो हेडक्वार्टर्स है जी, ये H8 सेक्टर में है। H8 में उसी के अंदर हमने एक पूरा ब्लॉक खाली करके वो शुरू कर दिया, उसको हमने एडवर्टाइज कर दिया और बाउंड किया है थ्रू एग्जीक्यूटिव ऑर्डर्स कि तमाम एम्बुलेंस ऑपरेटर्स will come there, have the training, which is starting from 3 days to 3 weeks. So we will have 3,000 trained EMTs in next 3 months. this is again, we are integrating different systems as we are talking about the health system. Road safety program is one of the most favorite programs for IFR, International Federation of Red Cross. So this is, we call it Global Road Safety Partnership. That is, as per, we are introducing those ambulance service and on Pak-China Economic Corridor and NHA, National Highway Authority, so we are introducing this program also. Thank you very much. This was just, I think, that's all. Thank you very much, Pakistan. With your permission, just a few words in Urdu.
जी जी प्लीज
आपने ये देखी एक थोड़ी सी प्रेजेंटेशन, इसमें अब हमारा आइडिया ये है कि इसको हमने रेड क्रेसेंट को वाइब्रेंट करना है, सेल्फ सफिशिएंट करना है. हमें 95% हमारी फंडिंग जो है वो बाहर से आती है. उस वक्त हमें बड़ी शर्म आती है कि हमारे सारे प्रोग्राम जो हैं उनके लिए फंडिंग बाहर से आ रही है, लेकिन हमारे मुल्क में फंडिंग अवेलेबल नहीं होती. लेकिन हमने जो इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं जिसमें हम अपनी एक यूनिवर्सिटी बना रहे हैं, इसका चार्टर हमें मिल रहा है, उसका नाम रेड क्रेसेंट यूनिवर्सिटी, इन एडिशन टू द कॉलेज. उसमें डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के सब्जेक्ट्स, जनरल सब्जेक्ट्स और 20 तकरीबन हम शुरू कर रहे हैं फैकल्टीज, वो भी जनवरी में स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. तो दीज आर ऑल इनिशिएटिव्स टू रेज फंड्स, ताकि जब बाहर से मांगते हैं तो पता लगता है कि पाकिस्तान दुनिया में उन मुल्कों में जहाँ चैरिटी सबसे ज़्यादा देते हैं, किसी मस्जिद को दे रहे हैं, मदरसे को दे रहे हैं, आदमी को दे रहे हैं, यतीम को दे रहे हैं, तो उसको हमने बेसिकली डाइवर्ट करना है टुवर्ड्स द रियल कॉज. तो उसमें हम ये कोशिश कर रहे हैं. और ये क्योंकि दोबारा एक लिस्ट आई है कि वो लोग जिन्होंने इस फंक्शन को कामयाब किया है, तो मैं उन सबका तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार हूँ. हाई कमीशन का तो हम है ही हैं कि उन्होंने छुट्टी के दिन, इतवार के दिन अपनी मसरूफियात में से वक्त निकालो यहाँ आए. लेकिन जो हमारे यहाँ पे अली सज्जाद साहब हैं, अभी आप उनको मिलेंगे, और फैसल भट्ट साहब हैं और अब्बासी साहब. तो ये अली साहब जो हैं ये तो मीडिया एडवाइज़र हैं हमारे, ऐसे पुराने काम कर रहे हैं. फैसल साहब फिलंथ्रोपिस्ट हैं. अब्बासी साहब को अक्सर लोग जानते हैं, नहीं जानते तो तारुफ करवा दूँगा उनसे लाके यहाँ. तो ये चंद चीज़ें थी कि हम इस वक्त पाकिस्तान में और बाहर पाकिस्तान का एक सॉफ्ट इमेज के लिए ऐसी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं जो नॉन पोलिटिकल हैं, और इस तरह के उनके जो एजेंडाज हैं वो कोई पोलिटिकल नहीं. तो इसमें ये चंद चीज़ें मैंने पेश की हैं. इसके अलावा और बहुत सी चीज़ें हम कर रहे हैं जिसको बताने के लिए बहुत वक्त दरकार होगा, लेकिन पहले ही आप लोग काफ़ी इंतजार कर चुके. बहुत शुक्रिया आपका. और वो एक शेर है अहमद नदीम कासमी का, खुदा करे मेरे एक भी हम वतन के लिए, खुदा करे मेरे एक भी हम वतन के लिए, हयात जुर्म ना हो, जिंदगी वबाल ना हो. खुदा करे मेरी अर्ज़ पाक पे उतरे, खुदा करे मेरी अर्ज़ पाक पे उतरे वो फसले गुल जिसे अंदेशा ज़वाल ना हो. पाकिस्तान